Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. What is the Om Apyayantu mamangani Vakpranaschakshakshrotram Ato balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam brahmopanishadam Maham brahma nirakuryam Mama brahma nirakarod Anirakarnamastu anirakarnam me astu Tadatmini nirteya upanishastu dharmaste mai santu Te mai santu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, I think everyone has joined up. So we saw last time this teacher putting in a question to check the understanding of the students in a very tricky manner. Looks tricky, it is not actually. And the student answering in the same language. So very beautifully that play that we saw, a very confident answer, not like many people say it's a confused answer. In fact, it's a very, very clear-cut answer. Okay? And we will see more of that in the next couple of verses. Any questions up to now? Any questions up to now? Shoot. All clear up to now? Yo nastad veda tad veda, yo na vedachi vedati. Okay. Okay, it's a very beautiful way of presenting the answer there. Okay. Yeah. And now going ahead, he says again something to be understood. Yasya matam tasya matam matam yasya na vedasa avijñatam vijanatam vijñatam avijanatam. Yasya matam yasya amatam tasya matam. The one who does not know it, he knows it. And matam yasya na vedasa. One who says, I know it. Very. Na vedasa. Avijñatam vijanatam. It is not known to those who know. Vijnatam avijñanatam. It is known to those who don't know. Popular verse. Every person who makes a serial where he has to show Vedanta or the Upanishad or anything, he will quote this verse. Why? Because it's all mysterious. It is secret knowledge. The Upanishads are secret knowledge. Therefore, it has to be put in mystical terms. Nonsense. There is nothing mystical about it. Okay? It's very clear. What is that? Okay. Yasya amatam. The one who does not take it as an object. One who does not understand the Atma in a subject-object relationship. For him, but at the same time he knows, for that person it is very clear. For the one who says Atma is like this, like this, like this, like this, descriptive, tasya amatam, that person doesn't know it. Okay. Avijñatam vijanatam. To one who does not take it as an object, is very clear. To one who takes it as an object, it is not clear. Second part. Vijanatam avijñanatam. One who takes it as an object doesn't know. So the whole focus here of this verse is to know the Atma but not as an object, but as the I. Remember again, what is the issue here? I am self-evident. Everyone knows I am. This is the cornerstone of Vedanta. If you miss this point which is so universally a fact, if you miss this point, you will miss all of Vedanta. That I am self-evident is so clear. About the self-evident Atma, there is an ignorance in my mind. I don't know what I am, who I am. Therefore, I mistake myself to be so many things. So many things. I am mistaking myself to be a whole gamut of things. That whole, all the mistake together is put under one term called ahankara. All the mistaken notions about myself together becomes ahankara. Remember, all the ahankara are notions loaded upon I, which is self-evident. And I am not happy with these self-judgments. All these are self-judgments. I am not happy with it. Even if a self-judgment is a nice self-judgment. Okay, I am great, I am this, I am that, I am successful, all that. It is still limited compared to what you really are. Therefore, nobody is truly happy with that. That's why there will always be a search for self-identity. There is always a search for self-identity. Because I don't want to be known as someone's mother, someone's wife, someone this, so what do? You go and pick up a job. Or you start a business. But that is just adding one more notion. One more layer of your mistaken self-identities. So you have to see that all these are a problem. That means we cannot afford to be smug, self-satisfied people. We cannot afford to be smug, self-satisfied people. If we are, it becomes a problem. You will not look for the truth. So here the student has identified the problem, gone all the way to the teacher to know the truth, and he has asked for the truth. Who exactly is the I? Who is the one that is behind the mind, impelling the mind, or in the presence of which the whole thing can function? Very thought out question. It's a very thought out question. It is not a vague question. So look at it. If about this I, now here in the Upanishad, the student has already negated most of the notions about himself. It's not an action, it's a notion. After the notion, you will have actions. I'm responding to your question. Yeah. All actions are based upon a notion you have about yourself. And then on the basis of the action is successful, not successful, etc., you will form further notions. So here the student has seen himself as free from those notions. And says, what exactly is that I want to know. And that's what the teacher presents the I as something limitless that we saw in the whole presentation. So obviously, you cannot describe the self. Because what is description? Description is nothing. Okay. Describe what you saw about the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya on TV. So you will talk about the Ram Lala, the Murti. Now there are hundreds of Murtis in India about Rama. But this is Bala Rama. Different. It is made of granite stone. I am describing now. Oh, lots of Murtis are made in marble. This are all that is negated. Granite stone. Not adult Rama, not warrior Rama, not king Rama, etc. But Bala Rama. Again, descriptions have made it more finite. The more you describe, the more finite you will make it. And the Atma is limitless, non-finite. How can you describe it? How can you describe it? Any description will fall short. Any description, will fall short. Why? Because you are making something limitless, limited by your description. Therefore, it has to be revealed by negating all the descriptions, all your notions. Then what is left behind? The Parisishta Atma, the Atma that is left behind after all the negation. That I, the consciousness, is equated to Jagat Karnam Brahman, limitless consciousness. And by saying Nedam Yadidam Upasate, from Ishvara also you are negating all names and forms. Therefore, all that is available is one limitless consciousness. I, limitless consciousness. If you take it as this, or if you take it as that which is beyond everything, I have to realize that, gone. Tasya amatam. Because now you are conceptualizing. No? You are objectifying it. Even when you say it is beyond the mind, etc., and I have to realize that you have conceptualized it. Why? Because you excluded yourself from it. Whereas, what is the question? That because of which the mind thinks. And what are you saying? It is beyond the mind. Narayana. You are coming to Vedanta and making a mess of it. It's okay for some public thing when you are trying to inspire the public, etc. That which is beyond the mind, that is what you. Okay. So for that type of inspiring talks, chalta hai. Not for a serious study. Yeah. Serious study, what will happen? That which is beyond, okay. How will you realize that? I mean, you'll have to sit down and meditate for that. Samadhi में चले जाओ. बोध गया समाधि में कुछ नहीं होता है. Lot of things happen in samadhi, but not self-knowledge. Yeah. A lot of things will happen in samadhi. There's different samadhis are described. Dharma, Mega Samadhi, etc. You get the power of intuition, this, that, all that you will have. Key farak painde. At the end of it, what happens? You're still the finite guy. You can look into someone's mind and find out things. There is no respect for privacy also. It's human rights abuse. Yeah, what else is it? Not respecting my privacy. What are you going to do in that? Yeah. So, or complete samadhi in terms of complete cessation of thought, etc. Oh yeah. The restless idiot became quiet idiot. इतना ही फर्क है. Yeah. I mean, I am saying all this after having experienced these things, okay? And think this doesn't work. Yeah. I experimented with these things and I said this doesn't work. Yeah. A lifetime goes away trying to be in samadhi. I have seen people who started with me trying to get into samadhi. I got into it and found I come out of it none the wiser. What's wrong? I can't be that dumb that I go into samadhi and not come out of it. There's something wrong in the way I am approaching the whole subject matter. Then I went to my guru and checked it around and I found out. What did I find out? I was an idiot in my practices. That's all. Yasya matam tasya matam. Yeah. And I have seen people who started with me 40 years, 50 years, they are still trying to be in samadhi. I pray to the Lord, give them that samadhi, at least they will understand. They have gone in and come out without any understanding. Andha samadhi ho gaya. But what to do? They have not mastered their minds enough to go into samadhi. So they will go into meditation, come out and say, I felt very blissful in meditation. That feeling blissful is a problem. Why? You have made the ananda that you are into a blissful experience. Objectified. Another notion added. Instead of negating, you have added one more notion. So can you see the beauty of the Kenopanishad? He's just keeping negating everything. It is you, I. Now, I have said this before in some other classes. This has been put technically, okay? Because sometimes when you put certain things technically, people understand it better, okay? And that in what way have you putting it technically? Says, for any knowledge to take place, you need two operations in your mind. Let us say you are seeing this pen. In seeing this pen, there are two operations. What is that? One is the mind has to take the form of this object. The mind has to take the form of the object. This is called vritti vyapti. Why is it necessary? It is necessary to remove the distance between you and the object in terms of time, space or ignorance. The vritti vyapti is responsible for that. But then you have to connect up and have a personal relationship with that object. That is the second operation when you objectify it and say, this is a pen. This is called phala vyapti because it gives you the phalam of knowledge, the result of knowledge. These two operations take place in your mind for all perceptions, for all knowledge, all direct knowledge you will get this. Now here in the teaching, the object of knowledge happens to be I, the subject. And there is ignorance with respect to the subject, I. So, the teaching takes care of forming the vritti vyapti. Vritti vyapti is necessary. Mind has to take the form of the object of knowledge. The object of knowledge here happens to be I, the subject. Why is it necessary? Because ignorance about the I has to go. Time, space, distance is not there, but distance in terms of ignorance is there. That has to be negated. All right, negated. Then, can you objectify the self after that? You are the subject, remember? I was ignorant about the subject. Vritti vyapti negated the ignorance. I, subject. Phala vyapti, not possible, not necessary. Why? Because you already know I am. You already know I am. Therefore, there is an already a relationship with the I established as I. Whereas with the pen, you have to establish a relationship of this and I. Whereas with respect to myself, I don't have to establish that, it's already I. There is no this, it's only I. But that ignorance is there. Ignorance gone by vritti vyapti. What is left behind? Amatam, you can't objectify. But you know. Why? Ignorance is gone. Vritti vyapti removed that ignorance. Phala vyapti, not necessary, not possible. Amatam, no subject-object relationship. I am limitlessness. बस इतना ही बात है. इतना ही बात है. If you get it, you get it. If you think you get it, you don't get it. If you get it, you get it. If you think you get it, you don't get it. Simple, na? That's all that is there in understanding. So therefore you have to understand it's I, the consciousness, without a subject-object relationship. Simple as that. And that's what makes it difficult also, because everything that you have learned in the world, anything from your time when you got up, when you were born and you opened your eyes and saw your mama, from that time onwards to getting your PhD, all learning has been conceptual. All learning has been with respect to subject-object. This is one learning that's without subject-object. Therefore, it looks difficult. It looks difficult. Why? Unfamiliar. That's why Kenopanishad says, Kaschid dhiraha avrita chakshuhu. Some wise person. Avrita chakshuhu, with the attention focused inside, meaning on the self, with attention focused on the self. That means not subject-object. The attention is on I, the subject itself, as I, the subject. Anything that you objectified about yourself is a notion. I am responsible. Good. Good opinion. I am a responsible person. Notion. But that means you are organized, you take things, you respond well to situations. That's all. I am lazy. Notion. Man, woman, or new things. Sometimes man, sometimes woman. Confused notion. I am happy, sad, etc. Purely based on emotions. I am a doctor, lawyer, engineer, etc. Notions based on professions. Married, single, etc. With respect to certain roles you are playing. Anything you talk about yourself. Notions. That's why a lot of Vedanta is negating all these notions about yourself. That's why a lot of time is spent in that in the beginning, about negating what you are not. The notions about yourself you have to negate. Then what is left behind? The one that is aware of everything. That I is limitless consciousness. It's a non-conceptual understanding. Because remember one thing, What is non-conceptual is not beyond the concept, because the concept is based on the reality. No? The snake is where the rope is. Rope is not beyond somewhere else. No, there's a rope in my house. If the rope is in your house and this is you're seeing a snake, then this is snake, not rope. Similarly, you say, I am Ahankara, sir, Atma is beyond. What nonsense are you talking? If Atma is beyond and you are Ahankara, then you'll never become Atma, Atma will never become you. You'll always remain as Ahankara only. And you'll be happy with it. You will not try to gain some joy, fulfillment, etc. You will not try only. The fact that you try shows it is not you. So that is where the whole thing goes.
Maharaj?
Yeah?
One question here. What does vritti vyapti in the case of self-knowledge means? Phala vyapti may not be there, fine.
Good
What
question.
exactly does?
Very good. Vritti vyapti, I said, is the Atma, is the thought taking the form of the object, right?
Right.
Here the object is the I, the subject.
Right.
And the form is limitlessness.
Yes.
So what will the mind be? The thought be?
Thoughtless?
It will be a resolving thought. The thought will be there, but it will not stand apart from the Atma. But in the formation of that thought, the ignorance will be negated.
Understood. Okay.
Are you seeing that? See, the thought is necessary, because if I present it as thoughtless mind, that's very easy. Samadhi mein baith jao, thoughtless mind ho jayega. Whatever technique you use, watching your breath, doing a japa, this, that, whatever technique you use to get into thoughtlessness. But there the ignorance is still sitting. Why? Vritti vyapti has not happened to negate that ignorance. So you are thoughtless and ignorant.
Yes.
That's why Samadhi does not solve the problem.
So it should be a resolving thought.
Exactly, a resolving thought.
Understood. Thank you.
Kritva jnanam swayam nashet. Having given the knowledge, itself dies down. Having negated the ignorance, itself dies down. Jala renu katavat, like the alum in the water. Examples all of you have heard. Atma Udasa. Sa mundi hilayega when I say the verse. But still say it somewhere else, Timbuktu mein. Idhar hi problem hota hai. And some of us speak depending upon, take a stand depending upon the audience we are in. If you are along with people who are into traditional Vedanta, then we will take the traditional stand. Yes, is vritti vyapti, phala vyapti, not samadhi, etc. If you are among people who talk about samadhi, etc., keep quiet. No? You don't have to take a stand. They are your friends. Keep quiet. No, but then you will join them and say that. Then your mind will have to have all this khichdi inside. What is it? Taranandagiri Swamiji would say, ये तो उल्टा संस्कार लगाता है. उल्टा संस्कार लगाता है. Take your stand. Yeah, of course we have to. Hey, come on. I relate to all types of people. Where Vedanta is now, they keep quiet. ना क्या फर्क पड़ा? Let them think what they are. They are people who think खाओ पियो मजा करो नहीं है. ठीक है. Go with them. Enjoy a nice meal and come back. हो गया काम. And sometimes they ask me, oh, what's Vedanta? Vedanta is about discovering your Ananda, nothing else. So are you Ananda? Oh, I'm very happy now. Good. That happiness is you. और क्या बोलेगा इन लोग को? You don't have to say anything. So, relating to people, no big issue. What the heck? Yeah. So, the idea is, what is it that you're owning up as your own knowledge? What is it that you're owning up? The stand that you're taking, what is that's important? Other things are fine, you don't have to say everything to everyone. In the class, I will say, class, I will negate. Even if it is uncomfortable, I will say it. Uncomfortable not for me it's very comfortable. But I don't have to make people uncomfortable at a dinner. Yeah. So, the whole idea, since vritti vyapti is there, ignorance is gone, phala vyapti is not there, no objectification possible. So, I know myself as I am. I am limitless consciousness. That's it. The I that inspires the mind, etc., to think and function, that I is the consciousness behind the whole world. The same consciousness behind Ishvara. So, when you are functioning, this knowledge is at the back of the mind. You can't function saying, I am Ishvara. Functioning, that's a very beautiful thing. Okay, Ram Navami is just over, Hanuman Jayanti is coming. Okay, today is Ekadashi, I think. No? Yeah, and on Purnima is Hanuman Jayanti. So Hanuman was asked about this, and he said it very nicely. To Rama, he is saying, Jiva Drishtya, Deha Drishtya tu Dasoham. Standpoint of the body, I am functioning. I choose to function as your Sevaka, your Dasaha. It's a choice you're making. Okay. Ravana made a choice to be Rama's enemy. Yeah, I'm Ramadasaha. Fine. From the standpoint of the Jiva, as an individual, your totality, I am part of you. From the stand that I am taking as a Jiva, as an individual, I have my individual identity, this, that, etc., and you are the totality. Vastu Drishtya, from the standpoint of reality, Tvamevaham, you and I are one and the same. Iti me nischid matihi, this is my clear-cut understanding. Yeah. Yeah. So, this is how you function. You choose your functioning, how you want to. But in your teaching, you can't take the standpoint of functioning. No? If I choose, and I did for a long time with my Guru, I am yours to command. My thinking is warrior thinking. I am yours to command. What you want, I'll do. Yeah. What are your plans? My plans began and ended with this knowledge. Or what do you want to do? I'll do. I did nothing but Guru Seva as long as he is alive. Even now, putting up the ashram and etc. is also part of Guru Seva only. Because Guru Seva doesn't stop with the Guru Samadhi, it stops with your Samadhi. So, yeah. But when I teach, what stand do I take? Yeah, I am a nimitta in his hand, that is true. But I am functioning as what? I am teaching, I am consciousness, your consciousness. I am not teaching you have to do seva. Sometimes I wish I could tell that to my students. कोई सेवा नहीं करते. अरे आश्रम के लिए इतना काम है. Half a dozen people come forward. I can understand people are busy with their lives, but those who have come forward are also busy with their lives. Okay. So, That's fine. Yeah. So never compromise with the understanding. You can choose how you want to function. Yeah, you can choose how you want to function. That's your choice. You can be a bhakta also. No? There are so many wise people who functioned as bhaktas. They created beautiful songs and kirtis and everything. Yeah, they were known as saints and things like that. Yeah. Yeah. So that's a different way of functioning. Yeah. आंख में छौली छोड़ो अब तू मन के भासी रे. Forget all this hide and seek. You're there as me. Meera telling Krishna, you're there as me. You used to hide and seek, etc. So, those are all games in my ignorance. Yeah. So this is in terms of the reality. Okay. Okay. Now he says a very, very beautiful verse here. Okay, very, very important, very nice, very profound, which is adding to this thing. प्रतिबोध विदितं मतं अमृतत्वं हि विन्दते आत्मना विन्दते वीर्यं विद्यया विन्दते अमृतम्. प्रतिबोध विदितं matam. I understand what you're saying, but how do you really recognize that consciousness? Pratibodha viditam matam. In every thought, consciousness manifest or not manifest? Do you have to remove all the thoughts to recognize consciousness? Every thought is based on I consciousness. No? Does the thought negate the consciousness? Why was the moron waiting on the beach for hours? He was waiting for all the waves to die down so that he could have Samudra Darshanam. So why was this guy meditating? Waiting for all the thoughts to die down so he'll recognize the consciousness. Is he any different from that moron? Pratibodhita. Every thought is nothing but a wave in consciousness. In every thought you can recognize I am the consciousness from which the thought has come. I am the consciousness that's sustaining the thought. I am the consciousness into which the thought dies down. Pratibodha viditam matam. Okay. Amrtatvam hi vindate. He says if you can do that, Amrtatvam hi vindate. If you recognize that, you're immortal, you're free. Free from sense of any limitations of time, space, causality, nature. Nothing affects you. इतना ही बात है. So now he is hinting at the process also in the next one line. Atmana vindate viryam vidyaya vindate amritam. Atmanaha vindate viryam. By yourself. Here Atmana doesn't mean Sachidananda Atma. Here Atma means you as an individual. Atmanaha vindate viryam. Your strength, your capacity to know the truth is gained by yourself. That's your job, not the teacher's job. Teacher can only point out what is necessary. Can point out a lifestyle for you. Can point out what you need, Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, etc. Hey, who is to cultivate these qualities? The teacher can cultivate for himself or herself. Each one has to get it. Atmana, by myself I have to gain these qualities. Atmana vindate viryam. I have to get a mind which is stable, karma yoga buddhi, etc. I have to have in my life. Atmanaha vindate viryam vidyadya amrutatvam. By the knowledge of the self, you gain amrutam. Amrutam indicates freedom from time, space, limitations, etc. Atmana vindate viryam amrutatvam tu vidyaya. For vidya, you need the teacher. Go, learn. A sampradaya with teacher, that's important. I have to add all these terms nowadays because asampradayas with teachers are many. So simple as that. All you have to do is what? Get your mind ready for the knowledge. Do whatever necessary. Some of you have got too much desires, this, that, etc. Go get married, have, set a family, achieve things, etc. That will get you ready for the knowledge. मैं कहाँ जाने वाला नहीं हूँ, मैं यहाँ ही ना इधर. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people grow. One advantage of teaching in the same area for years is that, like this couple comes to me, wife was very keen about the whole thing. Husband was coming just because the wife was coming, fine, that's it. And in time I have seen him becoming a good student. For him, achievement, etc. was important. So he went through that, and now doesn't matter. It's grown. It happens in time. Yeah. So Atmana vindate viryam vidyaya amritam. Yeah. By knowledge you get that immortality. Between these two, what else you need? Aur kya chahiye? In the process of getting viryam, you have lived your life. Isn't it? Viryam is what happens if you live intelligently. Viryam is what you gain if you live intelligently. Depending on what you need. It's not that everyone has to get married and have kids and things like that. No. There are always people who are free earlier. Some experience of life, that's enough. Pariksha lokan is important. Have you examined life enough to say this is not what I want? I want something much more than all this? Yeah, I've done that. Enough. Yeah. Age is not a barrier. 8 or 80 is not a barrier. Though generally nowadays we don't get someone who's 8-year-old, and even if an 8-year-old comes and tells me, I have identified some kids who are like that. Oh my God, this kid would come and sit in my class, 8-year-old, and she came for a camp of mine. She's my student's daughter. This camp was in Lonavala 3 years back. That time she was only 8-year-old. And she would write notes in every class. So one day she showed me the notes. I said, not a single point is missed. It's brief, notes are brief, not elaborate. But every point I made in the class, she has written it down. I said, wow. And I said, too young, yaar. At least 12 years has to go. At least 12 years has to go before I can teach her full time if she wants to. She's capable. ठीक है, थोड़ा health, take care of your health, etc. You have to live a long time to teach all these kids. Where kids now they probably have a fate to learn from you. That's why they come to you so early. Time will tell. Whether they'll keep it going or they'll get distracted by other things and come back later. That's also fine. Life is what happens when you're planning other things, okay? So, yeah. I was planning so many things, Swamiji happened. Life happened. Yeah, everything went out of the window. So, but Atmana Vindate Viryam, in the process of that living, of that proactive, conscious living, living by your priorities, etc. Viryam vindate, thinking, intelligent living. Viryam vindate, you get the capacity. And vidyaya amritatvam. After that, pariksha loka, and then tasmad vijnanartham gurumeva abhigachet. We saw that in Mundaka. Go learn from a teacher. और क्या बात है, इतना ही बात है. That's all you need to know. Okay. Then he says, इह चेद अवेदीत अत सत्यमस्ति न चेद अवेदीन महती विनष्टि भूतेषु भूतेषु विविच्य धीरः प्रत्यस्मान् लोकाद् अमृतो भवन्ति. इह चेद अवेदीत अत सत्यमस्ति. If you know it here in this lifetime, there is reality in your life. It's satyam, is reality. Nached avedi mahati vinishti. If you don't know it here, there's a great loss. Why? Because you are missing the infinite. You are missing the limitlessness. If you don't know the truth, you are missing the limitlessness. Because a notional loss, see, you are the infinite. So the loss of yourself is notional. But a notional loss is as important as a real loss. You got some payment for something. The man who was a consultant, he got ₹1,00,000. He put it into the cupboard. And next day went to work. His wife saw it and put it in the bank. The man comes home. Where is the money gone? And the wife has gone out to the market when he has come home. He's frantic, searching all over the house. Loss is only notional, na? It is there in his bank account. It's a cash deposit, immediate. But he's all stressed out because the loss is notional. Same thing happens to us. We are the infinite. But missing it, we take ourselves a finite. Mahati vinashti. One of my students would quote Kabira in this. हाय इंसान के भटभक्ति हाय अंदाज के बाहर. The lot of the human beings is beyond imagination. Why? खुद खुदा होकर, he is God himself, pure consciousness. बंदा नजर आते हैं. I am taking myself as a bound. हे मालिक तेरे बंदे हो हम, मानेंगे तेरे 10 नियम. कल ही 10 नियम बनाए क्या, और नहीं नियम है? There's a lot. Mahati vinashti. But if you know Satyam asti, you are the limitless consciousness. Or kya? Satyam asti. Bhuteshu bhuteshu vivichya dhira. It recognizes that what? Bhuteshu bhuteshu. In all this different individual distinct entities, there is only one consciousness right through. Vivichya dhira. Pretyasman lokat. What happens when his body drops? Amritaha bhavanti. He knew he was limitlessness by living. Dying is going to change that. In fact, there is no dying because there is no birth. There is only one consciousness. Body came, body dropped. How long you want to keep this body going? अब तो बिल्कुल बूढ़ा हूँ, गोली खाकर जीता हूँ. How long you want to keep it going? Until you know the truth and you're rooted, then fine. Then छोड़ो क्या करना है? As long as your prarabdha is there, you will be there. After that, prarabdha for the body, okay? After prarabdha is over, body drops, you remain as limitless consciousness. You are limitless consciousness with a body before, without a body now, that's all. Amritaha bhavanti. There's nothing else. बस इतना ही बात है. Everything else that you do, the sadhana, the discipline, Navaratri, 9 days of discipline, all homas and Shankaramatam, your Durga Saptashati that you chanted, the japa that you did, the fasting that you did, all that is for what? Viryam. Getting that Viryam. But there are people who think that will give them moksha. That's tragedy. Atmana vindate Viryam. Yeah. He'll give you moksha, but they say moksha is one of the phalam of all the homas. Yes, you make the sankalpa, dharma, artha, kama, mokshartham. Yeah, but how will you gain moksha? You'll get circumstances in life where it's easy for you to learn. You'll get a guru at your doorsteps. Tere dwar khada ek jogi. There's a song like that also, no? Dwar khada ek jogi. But you must learn. You must have that viryam to learn. Otherwise, you'll be like that person whom I knew, who's reading who has taken up the discipline of reading Guru Charita Manasaha. You read that so that you'll get a good guru and etc. You'll learn the truth. If you have done more punya, you get guru on your phone. But that phone learning has to be supplemented with live learning, okay? Otherwise it won't work. And she didn't attend Swamiji's talk because he was busy doing sadhana of Guru Charita. क्या बोलूं इन लोगों को? Yeah, I mean, the levels of delusion are so huge. Yeah. Some Guru Droha will be there in that person's horoscope. Yeah, really. You've known me since childhood. Okay, you can't learn from me. You can learn from my Guru. No? But busy reading Guru Charita. Unfortunate. Why? No, Viryam has not come in. Not enough Viryam. That Viveka is not there. Viveka is not there. That is the problem. Viveka, what will give you, what will not give you. You have enough Viveka to say you need a Guru. But your sadhana has become so conditioning for you. Your sadhana, which is supposed to help you grow, has become a conditioning. That's the worst thing that can happen. I have known people like that. You know, there was this bunch of people, I knew all of them very well. When Swamiji started Taittiriya Upanishad in my batch, okay, second batch in the ashram, he told them, hey, I'm doing Taittiriya. All of you chant Taittiriya regularly, na? Come, listen. Yes, Swamiji, yes. Then come. Then he started Mandukya Karika now. Come. Brahma Sutras. Next time, if you want to listen to Brahma Sutras, you'll have to come to Rishikesh. So they decided, yes, I'll come. And these guys had the habit of getting up early morning, a very good habit, and reading one chapter of the Ramayana. Half an hour they'll be read Ramayana every day. Very good discipline. But those days, to reach the ashram at 7 o'clock, you have to leave Chembur at least at 6 o'clock in the morning. So for him to get up and read the Ramayana, he used to get up at 5 o'clock, read the Ramayana, and 7:30 leave for work. Now he used to get up at 4 o'clock and read, and he's not used to, he's a working man. He can't sleep very early also. But he would get up 4 o'clock in the morning and read, and then he would leave for the ashram. He would come and promptly sleep in the lecture. I'm not joking because since I knew him, he had the habit of sitting next to me. And when he starts snoring, I will keep pushing him. Because he would snore so loudly, everyone around will hear. What everyone around, even Swamiji will hear in the desk. I told him, uncle, make that Ramayana reading in the evening for a change, at least for this 3 months. No. Kya karu? That na karmana, na prajaya, dhane, all that is not clear. That you can't gain this by karma, etc. is not clear. The discipline that brought you from there to here, to the Guru, is not the same that will take you from here to there. The sadhana that brought you to the learning is not the same that sadhana that will give you knowledge. Atma vari shrotavya, mantavya, nididhyasitavya, that's what will give you knowledge. Japa, dhyanam, chanting, all that will bring you to the Guru. Atmana vindite viryam. Vidyaya tu amritam. And yeched vedi tata satyamasti. Nached vedi mahati vinashti. Think about this. And therefore, Ditya Khanda is over today. And the next class there is a story, etc., which we will see what the import of the whole thing is. Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.